Get in the zone. This bout scheduled for 8 rounds in the heavyweight division. Our judges at ringside, Joseph Mason, Chris Ritter, and David Sutherland. And the man in charge at the sound of the bell, Mr. Mark Nelson. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 296.5 pounds, wearing yellow trunks with black trim. His record, 4 victories with 2 defeats and 2 draws. 3 of those victories coming by way of knockout. From Charlotte, North Carolina, Willie Lump Harvey. Introducing out of the red corner, presented in association with Holden Productions. He weighed in at 255.3 pounds, wearing white trunks with red and black trim. His record, perfect. 9 fights, 9 victories. 6 of those victories coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, but from Tulsa, Oklahoma, Jeremiah Dreamland Milton!
Gentlemen, you had your instructions. You know what I expect. A good, clean fight. Obey my commands and protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck.
We started off the night with the fighter and Stephen Shaw, who had a lackluster performance his last time out. The same could be said about Jeremiah Milton, fighting at home in Tulsa, Oklahoma on April 1st. He rarely threw more than 1 shot at a time against Fabio Maldonado. He said, that night, I didn't tell anybody, but I felt sick. Tonight, you will see the real version of Dreamland Milton.
I hope so, because I ain't trying to go to sleep tonight watching the heavyweight matchup, because the last time he was in the ring, I almost went to sleep.
He couldn't put Maldonado to sleep, the UFC fighter, but he put Tim Bradley to sleep. And tonight, he's going up against 296.5-pound Willie Harvey.
A human punching bag, that's what he's up against. Harvey got some hands, though. You see he got some quickness with his shots, and he's going to be looking to land as Milton try to get off of punches and get a little bit relaxed on his defense on the way out.
His opponent, Harvey, is a barber at Ceballos Unisex Salon out in Charlotte, North Carolina. Grew up in New Jersey, but he alternated going back and forth between his home state and North Carolina since 1996. Lump is what they call him.
Lump. The only way Milton, you say tonight, gets hurt, gets dropped, or gets beat, or get knocked out is if he makes a mistake. If he keeps Harvey on the outside just like that with his jab, throws right hands, clean punching, and at the proper distance, he shouldn't have no problem.
We already saw one young man get upset tonight, and that was Stephen Shaw in our opening bout against Joe Goodall. But Goodall had the goods tonight.
Oh, he had the goods. Oh, yeah.
Different level of opposition, we'd have to say.
Different level, but one of those haymakers can get in there.
Give him a buzz cut with the left hook because he's a barber. Ooh, nice body work there from Milton. Finishes a combination up with the overhand right to the chin. Ooh, that stick makes the head of Harvey go backwards.
And, you know, Harvey's doing his best to contend with the speed and the height and size of Milton, but, you know, I could just tell he's outgunned. This is going to end bad. You know, if Milton just gets a little bit busier with his jab and start blinding the vision of Harvey and come behind with a power shot, a right hand, it can be lights out.
I mean, Harvey's got a left hook, and that's what he's trying to catch Milton coming in with. There's that right hand, though, from Milton, and that stick.
Get your hands free.
See, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if you see right there Milton getting out, but he's dropping his guards on the way out, and you see what Harvey's doing. He's attacking him.
Get your hands free, guys. Obey
he knows those
are
opportunities when he's out of
5
position
seconds.
and not protecting himself.
All right, let's send it to Mark Kriegel, who is now with Maxie Hughes, our main event fighter, who's in the Oklahoma Spirit.
I'm here with Maxie Hughes, who's taken it upon himself to wear the black hat. Why?
We're in Cowboy Town.
Listen, we're here for one reason. That's because you have kept asking for George Kambosos. What do you see about him that the rest of us may not?
Listen, that's all going to be explained when we're out there, when you see my hand raised after that fight.
You know he's vulnerable for some reason. You see something. Come on, give it up.
Just my style, my style. I've got the beating of him. I've got his number. And he don't know it yet, but he's going to find out.
You're the B side here. He's the A side. He's the known quantity. How do you deal with that?
I'll deal with it every time. Every time I've seemed to be the B side, you know, and every time I come out on top, it's no different here.
Who has the pressure tonight?
George.
How will that manifest itself in the ring?
We'll see. You know, it could be his undoing. He could get in his own head. You know, he puts a lot of pressure on himself with the words he says. So that's all on him.
I really appreciate it, Maxie Hughes. You've been great this week. Bernardo, back to you.
Maxie Hughes, underdog in 6 of his 7 last fights. He won all of those, and he said 4 of those, I wasn't even supposed to finish on my feet. So he's in familiar territory, Tim, comfortable with the world being against him and the odds against him.
Perfect opportunity. It's the way it should be. Oh, good right hand over the top. Again from Harvey. Perfect opportunity to shine, to show your greatness. That's what it's about. You want the odds against you just so you can show your greatness and rise above it all.
Well, you went and did it when you won your first title out in the UK.
Yeah.
And he's out here doing it in his only 2nd fight outside of the United Kingdom. First fight was in Dubai, and here he is in Shawnee, Oklahoma, trying to erase Kambosos off the lightweight contender map. The winner of that fight, our main event tonight on ESPN at 10 Eastern, will be the 2nd-ranked fighter for the IBF. And if Devin Haney decides to give up all his belts to move up to 140, then there will be a vacant belt on the line soon.
Hands free,
for the
guys.
winner.
Get out of there on your own.
I just feel like Milton
Punch out.
thinks too much.
Punch or get out.
He thinks too much. He thinks about what he's doing too much. You know, when you're in there fighting, a lot of times it's reacting. You're reacting. You're reacting to what you're seeing. You know, there's occasions where you're actually in there thinking, and you have seconds to think, but most of the time you're just reacting to what you see. You see a jab, you know a right hand comes over the top. Milton doesn't set up the next phase. He lands one shot, and then he sits there and admires his work. What's the next move after? You know, be 2-3 steps ahead of your opponent. That's next level stuff.
And we are 6 fights removed from that viral moment where he left Javon Daphne hanging on the rope.
Yes.
And he was recognized by 50 Cent saying, oh, you're the dude that left homie hanging on the rope. Well, guess what? It's not been the same guy since then, so he needs to find himself.
Yeah. You know, it's important to know, you know,
Let's go.
what you want to achieve. You know, and you got to understand, you got to be ready with the backup plan, you know, so you can be one step ahead. It's just like when you're playing the game, Bernardo. You're playing the game, you want to be a step ahead of your opponent. You know, you don't want to be level to level with them. You want to be a step ahead. That's how you win. Milton is not displaying that.
Yeah, that's a nice body shot, though, from Milton. But that's
Big
a long right hand, and Harvey shakes it off, but
That's what I'm
Milton
talking
has an
about.
opportunity as he now has him reeling. The almost 300-pounder reeling backwards, and here is Jeremiah Milton trying to send him to dreamland, but
Stop. Don't punch.
Harvey
Don't
does
punch.
just
Step
enough
back,
to
guys.
hold
Stop.
on. And good finish from Jeremiah Milton there with the right hand. The crowd gets a little bit excited inside the Fire Lake Arena here in Shawnee, Oklahoma, as Mike Basil goes to work, and so does Rodney Chrysler.
There you go. Deep breath. Breathe. All right, you're starting to hurt him, okay, champ? You're starting to hurt him. He's getting tired. All right, keep the pressure on the body. I need the body work to make all that other shit work. You got to go to that body. Once you go to the body, everything else is going to go form. You know what I'm saying? But you got to give me them body shots, okay? He's slowing down, but you got to make him slow down with the body shots, okay? Hit him with the body. Every combination, I want a body shot, okay?
Familiar voice for Jeremiah Milton in that corner. Rodney Chrysler, who came back after being away for one fight. The worst fight in the career of Jeremiah Milton against Fabio Maldonado on April 1st. And here he is after being in camp with Anthony Joshua in Dallas under the guidance of Derek James. He sparred Tyson Fury, Luis Ortiz, Joe Joyce, Frank Sanchez, the who's who of the heavyweight division. Now he's got to show that he belongs in that list.
Yeah, and he got to show that he belongs in his list. And, you know, he got to stop showing that he's just a sparring partner, because that's what I'm seeing right now from Milton. There's so much more that this guy can do. You know, there's no doubt in my mind. He's athletic. He can move. He has a great mind. His eyes are wide open. He has, you know, he has power in his shots, but he's not putting it all together. He has to find a way to put it all together, and he needs to deliver explosive knockouts and explosive performances.
I mean, both Jeremiah Milton and Stephen Shaw, who was upset earlier on this card, are on the heels of the great American heavyweight hope in Jared Anderson. But, Tim, they got to be impressive to even be named along that list. And we're talking about Aaron Anderson still being steps away from the top.
Man, they better keep Anderson's name out of their mouth. I'm just going to let you know that right now. You know, Harvey is literally, and no offense, he's a guy, he cut hair. He's not supposed to be in there. He got some hands. He's throwing back. He's fighting back strong. He's finding his opportunities, but he's there to be hit. That's why this fight was made, to get Milton a knockout. And he might just very well get it. But how?
You know who got a knockout against Willie Harvey? Bakodir Jalavov, the giant with a straight left. He's never been dropped, actually, so he didn't go down, but he was in such bad shape that the referee had to step in and stop the fight. Wave it off out in Tustin, California. Now you see Milton landing that left hook.
Look, I'm testing these young guys. I know they can be better. I know Milton can be better. I know he can look better. He can do better. He has skills. There's no doubt in my mind, but he needs to put it all together.
Don't hold. Keep your head up.
You fighting Lumblup's fight.
I mean, look, listen. There's a lot of opportunities. It's almost like he's carrying them. And that's the sparring partner type of mentality. You can't beat on the champion. You want to carry him. You pull back on your shots. And that's what happens. Sometimes it's good to spar, you know, elite fighters, and sometimes it's not. It depends on what you in there for. If you in there to get the work for yourself, that's great. If you're not, then it can affect you.
I got you. Step back. Watch your heads.
Nice flurry there from Harvey.
If he would have hit me with the four-piece like that, man, I would have been upset.
All right, Mark Kriegel is in the locker room with George Kambosos, the former champ.
Hey, champ, you know, most guys take 2 losses. You worry about their confidence. That's not you, is it?
No, definitely not. You know, confidence has always been instilled in myself, my belief, and yeah, losses don't bother me. You know, for me, I've built from them losses, but what has built my self-confidence is the preparation I've had. I've had an unbelievable preparation, and it's going to show tonight.
Guys do learn about themselves in defeat. What has it taught you?
It's taught me a lot, but the biggest thing, like I said, I'm greedy right now, and I'm going to show it tonight.
Maxie Hughes wants this fight to change his life. What do you want this fight to do?
This changes my life again. This sets up big opportunities again, and this shows the world that Ferocious is back.
Tell me the fight you want most.
Look, I'm focused on Maxie Hughes. That's my most focus right now, and we're going to do a job on him. But after that, we can discuss other options, and we'll see who's there. We'll talk about it after the fight. For now, I'm very seasoned, and we're focused on Maxie Hughes.
Good luck to you, champ. Thank you very much. Bernardo, back to you.
The word gritty was used throughout the fighter meeting as well, Tim, and I think gritty is the best version of George Kambosos, where he gets out there and he's in your face, he's on top of you, he's making you work every moment of every round.
That's George Kambosos.
Right?
Yeah, no doubt. That's George Kambosos at his best. You know, he digs down deep. He likes to get in the trenches. He likes to get aggressive, but he needs someone to be in front of him to be able to do what George Kambosos does. And that's why this fight is intriguing tonight, because he has Maxie Hughes, on the other hand, that doesn't stand there and fight. He doesn't have punching power, so he has to rely on tactics, his tactics ability, and he also has to rely on technique.
So we'll see if that new connection with Don House over at City Athletic Club in Las Vegas will work out on the footwork and the angles that he's going to need to contend with a fighter and slow down a fighter with the abilities of Maxie Hughes in our main
And
event.
I can tell you something about fighting a southpaw as well. The pressure, if you pressure a southpaw, you can take those angles away. You know, and that's what I think this fight actually was made. And I understand that Maxie Hughes made this fight happen. And I understand why George and them feel that they can dominate him because they don't have much to give off. He don't have punching power to keep him up off of him. So the pressure, that's what they're anticipating and hoping for. The pressure to get to Maxie Hughes.
And we'll remind you that Kambosos has not faced a southpaw since his third professional fight. He was Manny Pacquiao's sparring partner. And more importantly
Stop,
here,
don't
Tim,
punch. I got it.
something
Step
that
back.
can't be
Step
overlooked,
back. I
that
got you.
Team Kambosos
Step
has
back, don't punch.
Vasily Lomachenko on
good.
their mind because that fight was signed before the conflict in the Ukraine happened that took Vasily out of that fight. So this is a possible preparation for that fight, although Shakur Stevenson and Vasily Lomachenko could be in the near future. And here we see the power of Jeremiah Milton as he starts to tee off on Willie Harvey.
Get your hands free.
Harvey could take a shot. Oh, nice left uppercut there from Milton. Now he digs to the body. Trying to lump up, lump.
Yeah,
Oh, what a straight right. That was a power shot from Jeremiah Milton, and Harvey says, you know what? Carry these 296.5 pounds for a minute.
It's on his legs. Look at them legs. That's a big man to take down. Harvey got some legs on him.
Oh,
Taking some big hellacious shots against the rope, standing straight up. Milton's trying to get him up out of there.
Nice counter
Oh, that's
from
what I'm
Harvey.
talking about. I'm telling you. That's what he's looking for. One shot, one
dude weighs
haymaker.
almost 300 pounds. You know he can crack if you give him a shot. You don't have to weigh 300 pounds to crack because at 135 pounds, the lightweight division, as hot as they come. Devin Haney for now is still the undisputed champion. I mean, look at the talent that we have there. Those top four are amazing fighters. Lomachenko, Gervonta Davis, Shakur Stevenson. I mean, top to bottom, Tim, this is your hottest division.
Hottest division, I believe, in boxing. I would say right up there with 140 pounds as well, with the emergence of Teofimo Lopez going up there. Josh Taylor's going to be pulling up to 147. And, you know, these type of divisions right here, if the belts get loose, we're going to have fights.
Free
If you
for
got
all.
one guy that holds all the belts, it's going to be a bit... Up, stopped it.
The fight has been stopped in the corner
Good.
of Willie Harvey, and I think that's the right choice as Jeremiah Milton was coming on. That right hand that he connected there at the end of round 4 was going to spell the beginning of the end, and the corner saw exactly that. And Avery Young just said, let's just stop this because it's not going to end well.
I'm not impressed. I'm gonna be honest with you. Flat out, I'm not impressed with Jeremiah Milton. You know, I know he has skills. He had a punching bag in front of him tonight, you know, and he looked mediocre. He didn't look good at all. You know, personally, I don't think he's a prospect, and there's no disrespect and no shade towards him. I like him as a person, but I'm just being completely honest, you know, in my assessment. He got the job done, great, but you know what? If I don't see Milton again, I wouldn't be mad.
I mean, I'm sure we will see him. He's got his 10th professional win right now. And how did he get it? Let's listen to the corner on how the determination was made for Willie Harvey to not come out for that 5th round.
I'm gonna let you find another day, okay? Sounds good, my friend.
The eye was starting to get swollen, but it was not enough. It was just the fact that they saw the writing on the wall, Tim.
Yeah, I mean, Milton was going to come on strong in the later half of the round. You know, you saw Harvey, he started fading late, took a lot of big shots the previous round before that, and the previous round before that. But, you know, tough, got a lot of heart, a lot of grit. You know, he didn't want to, he seemed a little bit sad that the fight was getting stopped, but I'm just glad the referee stepped in and stopped the action.
All right, Mark Chinook has the official time of the stoppage.
Ladies and gentlemen, here inside the Fire Lake Arena in Shawnee, Oklahoma, referee Mark Nelson and the blue corner come together to halt this bout at the conclusion of the 4th round, declaring your winner by technical knockout, Jeremiah Dreamland Milton.
So Jeremiah Milton earns his 10th victory, 7th stoppage win against an overmatched Willie Harvey. We've got more action to come when we return to Shawnee, Oklahoma. Two virtuosos in the ring present Poetry of